we can add these two fractional expressions in the usual manner. They have the same denominator, so we just add the numerators and put that over the denominator. And when we add x minus 5 to x minus 2, of course, we get 2x minus 7. Now, let's try to add two kind of similar looking fractions, but with different denominators. Okay, well, somebody in class said, well, find the common denominator. Well, yeah, it's exactly what you do. The common denominator would be x plus 5 times x plus 2, the product of the two denominators. Now, sometimes you can get a smaller common denominator, but not in this case. We're not going to worry about that. You can always get a common denominator just by multiplying the two denominators. So we're going to get something over this, okay? Just as you would if you're adding two fractions with numbers. X minus 5 over x plus 5 can be written as x minus 5 over x plus 5 times x plus 2 over x plus 2. Because x plus 2 over x plus 2 is just basically 1, and multiplying something by 1 doesn't change its value. That's going to give us, for this fraction, a denominator that is x plus 5 times x plus 2. And the product of the numerators, of course, will be x minus 5 times x plus 2. The other fraction can be put over the same denominator. We just multiply the numerator and denominator by whatever we need to get our common denominator. In this case, we want a denominator that has an x plus 5 and an x plus 2 as factors. So we take our fraction, which has a denominator of x plus 2, multiplied by x plus 5 over x plus 5. So now our denominator is going to match this common denominator. So we're going to be able to then combine these two fractions, the two numerators, with the given denominator, with our new denominator, x plus 5 times x plus 2, and we put then this here and plus this over the common denominator. Then we expand this. Now, there's more extensive notes posted for the MCR class on exactly how we do this and how we use the distributive law, but I expect everybody to be able to do that. Don't use that F-word thing that you learned. Use the distributive law. I don't want to see these multiplications, at least in the near future, done by anything but the distributive law, and I do want to see the details. But I'm not going to go over the details here. They're in other videos that I'll reference. Okay, so x minus 5 times x plus 2 is x squared minus 3x minus 10. X minus 2 times x plus 5 is x squared plus 3x minus 10. So that when we add these up, we end up with 2x squared. Negative 3x plus 3x is 0x, and you don't really have to write that in. And negative 10 and negative 10 is negative 20. And that's over x squared plus 7x plus 10, because that's what you get when you multiply the denominator. Now, I kept the denominator unmultiplied here because, in general, I want to try to factor this numerator and see if any of the factors of this numerator match any of the factors of this denominator. It's very clear that this numerator won't have factor of x plus 5 or x plus 2. So at this stage, I do multiply this out. And my final result might be expressed as 2x squared minus 20 over x squared plus 7x plus 10. Okay. Now, we'll solve this linear equation.